Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into something that's really at the heart of the work we do at Insight for Alignment, the journey toward your authentic self. Now, this isn't about finding some perfect, hidden version of you. It's actually about something much more practical. It's about closing the gap between who you are on the inside and how you show up in the world. So, let's get into it.
Let's start with the question, just for you to consider. Do you ever get that feeling, you know the one, where you feel like you're holding something back? Like what you're thinking and feeling doesn't quite match what you're saying or doing? That little bit of misalignment? Well, that's a totally human experience, and it's actually the perfect place for our work to begin. And this is exactly why this matters so much. This quote really frames authenticity not as some kind of self-indulgent luxury, but as something essential, a responsibility even. Because when we operate from that place of alignment, we bring something to the table that no one else can, in our work, with our families, in our communities. So the real question is, how do we build a foundation for that kind of living?
Okay, so in the Insight for Alignment framework, everything, and I mean everything, starts with presence. Before we can connect with others or act with real integrity, we first have to learn how to just be, how to show up fully settled and aware in this very moment. Now let's look at this definition, because what it isn't is just as important as what it is. See, presence isn't about just being physically in a room. It's an internal state. It's about turning down the volume on all the noise, both outside of you and inside your own head, so you can actually connect with what's true, right here, without layering on a bunch of judgment.
And here's the beautiful part. It can be incredibly simple. This isn't some complicated hour-long ritual. It's a foundational micro-practice that you can do anytime, anywhere. You could even do it right now. First, just settle. Feel the chair beneath you, the ground under your feet. Second, breathe. A simple, conscious breath in and a release on the breath out. And third, a silent affirmation to yourself. I am here. I am enough. That's it. That's the anchor.
All right, so once we start from that internal place of presence, we can begin to see how it ripples outward. When we show up grounded and truly aware, it completely changes how we connect with other people.
I think we can all recognize the column on the left, right? That's our reactive autopilot mode. We're not really listening, we're just waiting for our turn to talk, to defend our point. But look at the right. That is presence-driven listening. It's listening to actually understand, to connect. It's the difference between seeing a conversation as a game of back and forth and seeing it as a bridge you're building together.
And when we learn to build those bridges, this is what becomes possible. And this isn't some pie-in-the-sky fantasy. These are the practical, real-world results. It's what allows for honest feedback, for genuine celebration of others, and for finding that common ground. This is actually what a healthy, thriving community feels like.
So we've got presence as our foundation, and we see how it transforms connection. But there's a crucial next piece to the puzzle, and that's action. How do we take all this awareness and actually make it a real, living practice in our day-to-day lives? Because, let's be honest, an insight is great, but if it doesn't lead to action, it's just potential sitting on a shelf. The key here is that we're not talking about some massive, dramatic life overhaul. We're talking about small, intentional steps. Each little choice you make from a place of alignment adds up, creating these powerful ripple effects for you and everyone around you. And here's a simple, repeatable framework to help you do just that. First, you ask. This is about having the humility to seek clarity or help. Second, you act. Take one small, intentional step. Third, and this is so important, you learn. You just observe what happened with curiosity, not with harsh self-judgment. And finally, you repeat. It's a cycle of growth, not a one-time performance you have to get perfect.
And that really brings us to the core of it all. It is so important to remember that living authentically isn't a destination you finally arrive at. It's not a box you can just tick and be done with. It's an ongoing, moment-by-moment practice of coming back again and again to presence, to connection, and to aligned action.
I think this quote just captures it beautifully. Every conscious choice, the choice to be present, to really listen, to act with integrity, is another step. It's not about being perfect. It's about being engaged in that continuous process of becoming. So I'll leave you with this to take with you. Looking at your day ahead, what is just one small, authentic gift you can choose to share? Maybe it's a moment of truly listening to someone, a word of genuine encouragement, or sharing an insight with courage. What's one thing you will bring into the world today?